Where's his office?
Kadeh Shurchatz, Karpas Yachatz, Magid Rachza, Motzi Mahatza, Maror Korech, Shulchan Orech, Tafun Barech, Halel Nirtza, Dai 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 Dai, Dai 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 Dai, Dai 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 Dai, Dai 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 Dai. Die 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 die, die 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 die, die 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 die, die 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 die. Well, a little order of the Seder and Nigun to get us going this evening, and hopefully to start getting us ready and in the mood for Pesach, which begins on Monday night.
No, I'm not ready.
Still a lot of cooking to do, Rabbi Myra?
No, I don't cook a thing. Are you kidding? I'm just not. It's like time is moving too quickly.
I get that. Yeah, time moves forward, and yeah, whether we like it or not. So,
Yeah, that's for sure.
well, I am struggling to put this entirely away. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Rabbi Benjamin Zober, and I am so glad to welcome all of you to. Welcome you to our services here at Temple Sinai on this wonderfully warm evening. Glad that you could join us, those of you who are in person and everyone out there in internet land. Apparently we have a lively bunch tonight. Is there a reason you're heckling me so early and so hard, Rabbi, or just?
I'm really exhausted, so I'm just trying to stay awake.
Okay, all right. Well, stay awake. Well, that's okay.
It's been a long day.
I get you. I think there's a lot of that going around. So look, if you want to take a nap, you know all the slow spots in the service, just do your thing.
But, all right, just nudge me if I start snoring. Keep it lively, Rabbi.
Keep it lively. All right. Well, then let's I should say, if you are online and you would like a copy of the Siddur, you can download it at sinaireno.org/live. And we will begin with a responsive reading, which is found on page 6, at the middle of the page. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this synagogue be for all to enter, the doorway to a richer
and more meaningful life. It is now my honor to invite up Barbara Weinberg to light our Shabbat candles. The blessings can be found on page 2. That's what we call being voluntold.
Yes, right. It is a pleasure, however.
Good.
Ooh, that was fast.
Oh my.
Baruch atah
Adonai,
Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'havli ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat shalom to all of you. Wishing you a very good week.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you. We continue our welcome of Shabbat with a few songs. We will begin with Hine Matov, which can be found at the top of page 10. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achot gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achot gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achot gam yachad. Hine matov, yadadai, yadadadadadadai. hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. And we'll continue right along with the very next song on that page, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. And our next song is Ki Eshmera Shabbat, which can be found about 3/4 of the way down on page 11. Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni. Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni. Oti le'oleyad beno uveni. Oti le'omeyad beno uveni. Ki eshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Ki eshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. And at this time, we turn to page 20 for L'Chadodi. As is our custom, we will sing verses 1 to 5 and 9. And when we reach the 9th verse, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and turn to the entrance of whatever space you find yourself in this evening to welcome in the Sabbath bride. L'Chadodi, L'Chadodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shahamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad, L'shemu tiferet v'letila. L'Chadodi, L'Chadodi likrat kala, L'Chadodi kabela, L'Chadodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha, Ki makor habrecha, Mirosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. L'Chadodi, L'Chadodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Kiva orech umi ori, Uri, shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alayk nigla. L'Chadodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'etzola, Toch emunei am skula, Boi kala. L'Chadodi, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. We continue together on page 26 with the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkara v'yikara shmei Rabba, v'yalma divrach urute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedek kol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, v'meru, amen. Yehesh me Rabba mevorach, le'alam u'al me'almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yitale, v'yithalal, shemei d'kudesha berichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, v'meru, amen. We turn to page 28 and we rise in body or in spirit for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. We continue together in the English, the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. Ahavat Olam can be found on the very next page. Ahavat Olam, Bet Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadata, Otanu limadata. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokmenu, kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. We continue with the Shema, page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. We continue together with the V'ahavta, the top of page 36. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha Hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtacha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam lot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'hisharecha, leman tizkeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ahani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem mi'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. We continue at the top of page 41 together. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Micha Mocha can be found on page 40. Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 dai. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nehedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele. Malchutecha ra'u v'anecha, Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe, Zelianu ve'amru, Zelianu ve'ameru. Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. ונאמר כי פר אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל Yisrael. We read together the English on page 42. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. God, are going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haparei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may that be so. At this time, we turn to page 44 for Vishamru, and I'm wondering where Ramona and Naomi, my backup dancers, are. I hope they're somewhere listening and come to join us very soon. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael od hi leolam, od hi leolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. And so at this time, we turn to page 46 for the Amidah, our standing prayer. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. Here we go. Adonai sevatai tiftach ufi agit tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו ואהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ברופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך על גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהלוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. We continue silently to page 62. Please be seated when you are finished or when you feel ready. Shalom Rav can be found on page 60. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lekol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lekol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. At this time, we turn to our Torah service, Seder Kriyat HaTorah. We turn to page 245, and we read together in the middle of the page, "Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah, and let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God." At this time, it is my honor and my pleasure to invite up Laura and Ronan to help open our ark and carry our Torahs. We turn to page 246, and I invite you to rise. All right. All right, you got him?
Wait, Ronan, stay over here with us.
Here, we got a little thing to do. Ki mitzion Tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion Tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai Merushalayim. Page 248. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael, B'kedushato, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai iti, Uneromamo Shemo Yachtav. Lecha Adonai Hagadula V'Hagibura V'Hatiferet V'Hanetzach V'Hahod Ki Kol B'Shemayim U'Va'aretz Ki Kol B'Shemayim U'Va'aretz Lecha Adonai HaMamlacha V'yamit na'aseh lechol rosh al shlosha divarim al shlosha divarim al shlosha divarim ha'olam omer al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah Ve'al gemilut chasadim, al haTorah, ve'al avodah, ve'al gemilut chasadim. I think Ronan is still marching with that Torah.
Those Torahs
And-
are not coming in for a while.
Look, that joy, that energy, that is what we are going for on Simchat Torah. And now that you have all seen it done properly, next year I hope you are all here to do that because, yeah, that's what it is all about. At this time, it is my pleasure to invite Rosie up for Aliyah. Ta'amod Elisheva Nasi Bat Avraham Basara La'aliyah HaTorah. Starting right there.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Vaed.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Just leave that right there. Perfect. Amen. Vidaber Adonai El Moshe Lemor. Zo tihye Torat Hametzora Bayom Tahorato. Uvahu et HaKohen V'yatza HaKohen et Michutz Lemachane V'ra'a HaKohen V'hine Nirpa Niga Hatzorat min Hatzura B'yatza HaKohen V'lakach Lemataher Shte Tziporim Chayot Tahorot V'etz Erez V'shte Torat V'ezov.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Yasha kochech. And we have a little blessing for you, so don't go too far. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless you, as you have come up to Torah in honor of God and Torah. May you merit from the Holy One of blessing, protection, rescue from any trouble or distress, and from any illness, minor or serious. May God send blessing and success in your every endeavor, together with all Israel. And let us say, Amen. Thank you. At this time, we think of those in our community who need a bit of healing, whether it is the body or mind or spirit. We are thinking of Kevin Ashton, Kathy Bartlett, Tracy Bartlett, Batya Tali, Laura Cohen, Perrion Cohen, Megan Carney Cranmer, Debbie Engelhart, Jay Fields, Sanford Freelander, Stephen Gould, Marlene Harris, Debbie Herman, Janice Hurley, Letitia Kruger, Harav Miriam Yael Chaya Batsara, Vivian Morgan, Tim Ober, Claire Petersky, Carol Pevney, Judy Ramos, Sarah Batchava, Phil Shalit, Shoshana Batmeira David, Teresa Spencer, Chris Stanton, Bobby Wells, Asher Zelech, Yaakov ben Avraham v'Sarah. We also add prayers for peace, healing, and remembrance for all those affected in the Middle East and in regions of war, for everyone affected by the coronavirus and long COVID, and for the Jewish and other communities of Ukraine. If there are other names that you wish to add, I encourage you to do so in the comments if you are online or if you are present when my eyes meet yours.
The Adler family and Catherine Waters.
Barb Kyle's message. Renee DeSantis.
We offer our song of healing for all those who are in need, Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach, which can be found on page 253. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBrecha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habrecha liavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And at this time, it is my honor to invite Daniel up to help address our Torah. Ya'amod Hagolel, we all rise for Hagbah. Everything in order for you. Vazod HaTorah Asher Son Moshe Livnei Bnei Yisrael Al Pi Adonai B'Yad Moshe. Yai dai dai dai. Do the part first. Dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai dai dai. You're not facing me. Yes, turn that around. Dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Dai 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 dai. We turn to page 257. We read responsively at the bottom of the page. When Torah entered the world, freedom entered it. The whole Torah exists only to establish peace. Its highest teaching is love and kindness. What is hateful to you, do not do to any person. That is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and learn it. Those who study Torah are the true guardians of civilization, honoring one another, doing acts of kindness, and making peace. These are our highest duties. But the study of Torah is equal to them all because it leads to them all. Let us learn in order to teach. Let us learn in order to do. Page 256. Etz Chaim hi lemachzikim ba v'tocheha me'ushar derachecha darchei noam v'chol notivotecha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashua Charesh Yameinu Kekedem. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
You may be seated. Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi and Rabbi Chia were on a little bit of a journey, and they came to a certain town, and they approached the people of the town and they asked, "Is there a rabbinic scholar here? We would like to pay him a visit and do him and his Torah honor." The inhabitants of the town said, "Oh, yes, but we must tell you that he is blind." Rabbi Chia, always concerned for the dignity of Rabbi Yehuda's position, was not certain who this scholar was, and to be honest, was not certain that this scholar was up to the standards that he assumed that Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi would expect. So he told Rabbi Yehuda, "You stay here, and I will go and visit with this person and pay respects on your behalf." Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi refused to listen. He grabbed him and, according to the Talmud, forced Rabbi Chia to take him with him, either dragging him along or letting him accompany him. So they went and they met with the scholar. And when they completed their lesson together, this unnamed sage gave them a blessing. "You greeted one who is seen and who does not see. And so may you be worthy to greet one who sees but is not seen." And then Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi turned to Rabbi Chia and said, "If I had listened to you, you would have prevented me from getting this blessing." In relating this story, Rabbi Bradley Shavit Artson reminds us that it is our job to attend to the invisible. This week, we learn about the Mitzorah, someone afflicted not with leprosy, as many translations say, but tzara'at, a strange and terrifying malady causing painful, scaly, and flaking skin. Rabbi Jeffrey Salkin writes that tzara'at was so terrifying because people could see it. People of that time did not understand the science behind disease, but they could see the effects of something causing a skin condition. And it was terrifying. We know a lot more about disease now. We know that it is not a punishment for sin or anything like that. And we are to understand that tzara'at was caused by gossip. And we know that as awful as gossip is, it does not cause skin to decay. And we also know that people, good and bad, can get sick. We also know that not everything is visible, like tzara'at. Some of the most dreadful diseases are ones that we cannot see. We cannot look at a person and see cancer or mental illness or dementia. As terrifying as it is to see a body racked with illness, there is something altogether horrifying in a different way, knowing that someone who appears to be completely healthy can be afflicted with a debilitating or deadly disease. If we see it, we can face it, we can confront it, but when we cannot see it, we have no means of encountering it except in our minds, where often our fears and our anxieties run free. And disease is not the only invisible enemy that we might face. A virus too small to see laid us low and continues to afflict people even now after the official end of the pandemic. And there is also something invisible yet completely different that haunts us. Bigotry and hatred have no physical form. They are ideas, and we only see them when those ideas become action and consequences. Anti-Semitism is rising to unprecedented levels in this country, and that idea, that horrible, hateful ideology all by itself, is invisible. We cannot see those ideas, only what hatred inspires people to do. We look at our world and we can see what that invisible thing, that hatred, does. Not only do we see Jews suffering, but we see people all over the world suffering. Suffering because we have failed to see them as our fellow humans, and instead seeing other and enemy targets for hatred and bigotry. When we lose sight of a person's humanity, we lose sight, and that invisible hatred takes over. and often it is too late before we see again. Maybe all of this was not a mystery or unknown to previous generations. Scholar Nechama Leibovich explains that the Torah does not adopt a medical approach, but regards to the disease of tzara'at, it is a symptom of spiritual imbalance. The rabbis described tzara'at as a spiritual malady, one caused not by a virus or a bacteria, but caused by things like malicious speech and gossip, lashon hara. The rabbis themselves saw hatred take root, and they knew intimately how dangerous something like that could be. It is said that sinat chinam, baseless hatred, was the cause of the temple's destruction. When someone was afflicted with tzara'at, they became ritually impure, and they were isolated until they could become pure again. As Professor Rachel Haverlock explained in the Torah comment, the Women's Torah Commentary, as the body undergoes the permutations of ritual purity and impurity, the impure body is sometimes in exile, but not abandoned to its exile. Exile is ephemeral, and restoration will begin again. If we become impure, perhaps we can also become pure again. If hatred takes hold, perhaps we can find love again. So what to do? How do we defend ourselves against invisible enemies? How do we approach what Haverlock called restoration? There are things beyond our control. We can eat right, we can exercise, we can do all of the healthy things, and they still might not be enough. Of course, without them, our chances are even slimmer. As for matters of spirit and ideas, we can put our faith in God, ironically also invisible. And that too might, or it might not work, depending on your theology. But we do not act on faith alone. What we do get from God is a blueprint, a model for how to act. Our Jewish values, living them, those might save us. Who is wise? One who learns from every person. We learn that in Avot. And we know that our ability to learn from one another has allowed us to find incredible ways to heal the sick, to build bridges, and to improve the lives of other people. And it itself is nothing less than a blessing. The Torah commands us, love your neighbor as yourself. Perhaps such a view, such a practice, is the antidote to hatred and bigotry. Guard your tongue from evil, your lips from deceitful speech. So say the Psalms. It is in our ability to control what we say. Perhaps Metzora is a warning. As terrifying as a visible disease is, it is even more frightening to face something invisible. That as we can attend to our words and keep from infecting ourselves and our surroundings with hurtful speech, we can do the same for things we cannot see. We cannot control everything, but we can control our tongues. And if we keep those hurtful words or ideas out of our lips, we do not turn them into hurtful things, seen or unseen, dangers, invisible threats, or any of those things. And it is a comfort to know that there are words and acts that bring comfort. And those are the kinds of things that if we can make visible and can make real, truly begin to change and heal our world. Shabbat Shalom. This time we turn to page 282 for the Aleinu, And it is my honor to invite up Daryl and Vita Dworkin to help open our doors. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. Aleinu leshabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגוי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם כלפינו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 285. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Page 287. V'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Thank you both. You may be seated. We think at this time of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. At this time, we remember Marilyn Lewandowski, Kurt Engelhardt, Rivka Bat Avraham, Jamie Smith, Mark Umlas, Francine Catherine Barr, David Ben Avraham, Tatiana Marie Granoff, Billy Ralston, Carol Ann Garris, Esther Bat Evron, Scott Johnson, Eric Hobson, Daniel B. Stage, Sue Berkhammer, Eric Rosenberg, Jeffrey Four, Kevin Knox, Joanne Reimer, James Jim Alexander, and on this Shabbat we commemorate yard sites for Milton J. Gumbert, Regina Maskowitz, Ruth Gross Frankel, Joseph H. Schley, Diane Rich, Abe Lutzker, Lucy Bretzfelder, Robert Altman, Rees Sanks, and Harold Itkov. If there are other names, I encourage you to share those names in the comments section. And if you're present, please share those names when my eyes meet yours.
Miriam Hadler. Miriam Hadler.
April DeSantis.
Kadisha Tome can be found on page 294. If it is your custom, I invite you to please rise. Yitgadal, Yitgadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma, Divrach, Lirute, V'yamlich, Malchute, B'chayechon, V'yomechon, Uv'chaye, Dechol, Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, V'zman, Kariv, V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Elam Ulmei Almaya. Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vitpa'ar, Vitromam, Vitnase. Vitadar, Vitale, Vithalal, Shmei Dekudisha, Barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Talmiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all who mourn, to which we say, Amen. You may be seated. We have a few announcements for you this evening. Laura, are you're on announcement duty? All right. It is a very short list, so you lucked out.
That's right. Don't forget that one. Hello, I'm Laura Smith, if we've not met yet. Or, well, I still am, even if we have met. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thanks, of course, to Michael Gordon for running our live stream. If you would like to push buttons and help out, Michael Gordon would love to hear from you. We could always use more live stream texts, and they really do have it nicely streamlined at this point. If you are with us tonight, please do join us in the social hall afterwards for the Oneg. It is sponsored tonight by the anonymous donor behind our Year of Renewal Oneg Challenge. If you like what you see, or I guess if you don't and are contrarian and you would like to host your own Oneg, the process is very simple. You can scan the QR code on the large poster or speak to myself and we'll get you all set up. It's been a really good year for food. If you are online, please do stick around for the YISMA Zoom afterwards at sinaireno.org/Zoom. This weekend, Saturday, Torah study is on via Zoom. Info for that is at sinaireno.org/Torah study. On Sunday, please join us at 9:30 for weekday family service. You don't have to have young kids to join in the family service. If you just want to come to a weekday service, it's a nice change of pace. And of course, Sinai School is on, 4 more weeks? Something like that. As Rabbi mentioned, Monday night does kick off Passover. If you would like to come to the community Passover, I do believe the official deadline for that has already passed. But if you bought tickets, please don't forget to use them. If you would like to come to lunch with the rabbis on Tuesday, you can. It's at 12, and you are responsible for your own lunch.
Bring your own matzah.
Bring your own matzah. That's right. Next Friday, Kabbalat Shabbat service will have the Oneg sponsored by the rabbis in celebration of Pesach, and then a bunch of things are crossed out. So I don't know, promises to be interesting. Next weekend, same cycle of Torah study and Sinai School and weekday family service, with the exception that there is also a parent social next Sunday, April 28th. And then the only other thing that is new is that the library committee has debuted their new automated library system called Opal. So you should have gotten an email with your new login credentials, and you can now browse the library catalog from home. So many thanks to our library committee. They are super active and wonderful. And thanks to you.
Thank you, Laura. All right. I look forward to seeing many of you at our congregational Seder, and if you have other plans, I hope that they are joyous and lively and all the wonderful things that go along with it. Our closing song this evening is Ein Kelohenu, which can be found on page 322. There we go. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadoneinu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mi Eloheinu, Mi Chadonenu, Mi Kemalkeinu, Mi Kemoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.